Let me tell you something most men never realize. Women don't always come out and say, I like you. We drop hints. We give signals. We test the waters to see if you'll notice. And here's the crazy part. Most guys miss them completely. They think she's just being nice or just friendly, and then they lose the chance without even knowing it was there. The truth is, if a woman has a crush on you, her actions will tell you before her words ever will. And once you learn to read those signs, you'll never be confused again about whether she's into you or not. She finds reasons to be around you. 1. She finds reasons to be around you. Here's one of the clearest signs a woman has a crush on you. She shows up. And no, I don't mean she'll come right out and say it. Women rarely do that. What we do instead is create little excuses to be near you, to share your space, to feel your presence without having to admit what's really going on. Think about it. If she's not interested, she has no reason to linger around you. She'll keep it short, polite, and move on. But if she is interested, suddenly you'll notice patterns. She might sit closer to you when she doesn't have to. She might coincidentally bump into you in places she knows you'll be. She might even ask for small favors or help with things she could easily do herself. Not because she can't handle them, but because it's her way of spending a little more time with you. And here's the truth. Women don't waste energy where they feel nothing. If she's putting in effort to be in your orbit, it's intentional. Even if she acts casual, even if she plays it off like, oh, I just happened to be here. Deep down, she knows exactly why. It's because she wants to be close to you, even if it's unspoken. Most men miss this because they think she's just being friendly. But let me be clear, women don't consistently put themselves near men they're not drawn to. Friendship might explain it once or twice, but if it's a pattern, if she keeps showing up in your world again and again, that's attraction. So, pay attention to her presence. Does she make excuses to talk to you? Does she join in on conversations she wasn't originally part of? Does she linger a little longer when she could have walked away? Those aren't accidents. Those are signs. Because when a woman has a crush, she might not say it outright, but her actions, the way she positions herself, the effort she makes to be around you, those speak louder than words. She remembers small things. 2. She remembers the small things you say. Here's a sign most men completely overlook. When a woman has a crush on you, she remembers the little things. I'm not talking about the obvious stuff like your job or your favorite color if you've mentioned it directly. I'm talking about those random details you probably forgot you even said. Maybe you casually mentioned your favorite snack, or that you had an important meeting, or even a throwaway comment about your weekend plans. Days later, she brings it up. Why? Because when she likes you, her mind pays attention to everything connected to you. See, women don't put that level of focus into men we don't care about. If she's not interested, what you say goes in one ear and out the other. But when she is, it sticks. And here's the key. It's not just that she remembers, it's how she uses it. She might surprise you with something small, like asking, hey, how did that meeting go? Or she might bring you your favorite drink without you asking. These little moments show you one thing. She's listening and she wants you to feel seen. Most guys dismiss this as politeness, but trust me, it's not. Women don't invest emotional energy into details about men they're not into. If she remembers the small stuff, it's because you matter more to her than you realize. And here's where it gets interesting. When she remembers those little things, she's testing the waters. She's showing you she's paying attention, hoping you'll notice her effort. It's her subtle way of saying, I care enough to keep track of you. So here's the wisdom. Don't ignore it. If she's consistently remembering and bringing up details you barely recall saying, that's not an accident. That's interest. That's attraction. That's her crush showing through without her ever having to say it directly. She looks at you differently. 3. She looks at you differently. Here's a sign you can't ignore. When a woman has a crush on you, her eyes will give it away before her words ever do. Women communicate a lot through looks, and when she's into you, it's impossible to hide completely. You'll notice it in the way she holds her gaze a little longer than usual. Maybe she looks at you and quickly looks away when you catch her. Maybe she stares when you're not paying attention, then pretends she wasn't. These aren't coincidences, they're signals. See, attraction shows up in the eyes. If she's not interested, her looks will be casual, polite, or just neutral. But if she likes you, her eyes linger. She studies you, the way you smile, the way you talk, even the small details about you that others don't notice. And sometimes she'll give what people call the double take. She looks once, turns away, then looks again. That's pure interest. Another clue. She lights up when you enter the room. Pay attention to her face. Does her expression change the second she sees you? Does she smile quicker? Does her body language relax? Or does she suddenly fix her hair or clothes when you walk in? Those are subconscious signs that she cares about how she looks in your presence. Most men overthink words and ignore body language, but women speak volumes without saying anything. And the eyes, they're the loudest part. If she's watching you more than she needs to, if she's giving you those small stolen glances, if she looks away fast, when you notice, it's not shyness, it's attraction. So here's the wisdom. Don't ignore the way she looks at you. A woman's eyes reveal what her mouth might never say. And if you see her attention lingering on you, especially in quiet moments, that's not random. That's a crush. She finds reason to touch you for. She finds reasons to touch you. Here's a sign that speaks louder than words. When a woman has a crush on you, she'll look for small excuses to touch you. Now, I'm not talking about anything dramatic or obvious. It's the subtle, almost accidental touches that reveal how she feels. Maybe she brushes your arm while laughing. Maybe she adjusts something on your shirt. Maybe she playfully taps you when joking around. To most guys, it seems harmless, but to women, it's intentional. See, physical contact is not something women give lightly. If we're not interested, we keep our space. We stay polite, professional, distant. But if we like you, that barrier disappears. We want to feel closer, even in little ways. Touch becomes our way of testing comfort, of seeing how you respond. And here's the key. These touches are rarely random. She'll time them with moments of laughter when emotions are high or when she wants to create a deeper connection. She might even compare you to something as an excuse to touch, like, wow, your hands are bigger than mine. And suddenly her hand is in yours for a second. That's not an accident. That's interest. Another thing to notice, frequency. Does she touch you more than other people in the group? Does she make excuses to sit closer, lean in, or tap your arm? If yes, that's a strong sign, because women don't go out of their way to create physical closeness with men they don't feel anything for. Most men underestimate how powerful these little touches are. But trust me, when a woman has a crush, those moments aren't random. They're signals. They're her way of saying, I like being close to you, without saying it directly. So, here's the wisdom. If she keeps finding reasons to touch you, don't brush it off. That's her body revealing what her words might still be hiding. She has a crush on you. She gets nervous around you 5, she gets nervous around you. Here's something most men overlook. When a woman has a crush on you, she doesn't always act confident and smooth. In fact, sometimes the opposite happens. She gets nervous. Her energy shifts when you're around and you can feel it. Maybe she plays with her hair more than usual. Maybe she fidgets with her phone or jewelry. Maybe her voice changes slightly, softer or higher. These little nervous habits aren't random. They're signs. See, when a woman isn't interested, she's relaxed. She can talk to you like she talks to anyone else. No pressure, no extra effort. But when she likes you, suddenly every interaction matters. She doesn't want to mess up. She doesn't want to say something silly. She wants to look her best. And that pressure shows through small nerves. Another clue is how she responds when you catch her off guard. If you surprise her, does she blush? Does she stumble over her words a little? Does she laugh at herself nervously? That's attraction talking. Because here's the truth. Women don't get nervous around men we don't care about. We only get nervous when the opinion of that man matters. Now, don't mistake nervousness for disinterest. A lot of men do. They see a woman acting a little awkward and assume she doesn't like them. But in reality, that nervous energy can be one of the strongest indicators that she does. It's her body showing the tension of attraction. So, here's the wisdom. Pay attention not just to what she says, but how she acts when she's near you. If she's calmer with everyone else, but suddenly a little shy, playful, or fidgety around you, that's not coincidence. That's a crush. And it's her way of showing without words that you matter more to her than you realize. 6. She engages with you more than she engages with you more than others. Here's a sign that's easy to miss but powerful once you notice it. When a woman has a crush on you, The way she engages with you is different from how she engages with everyone else. Pay attention to the effort. Does she laugh more at your jokes even when they're not that funny? Does she ask follow-up questions about things you mention? Does she keep the conversation going instead of letting it fade? That's not just friendliness, that's interest. See, women don't invest energy into men we don't care about. If she's polite, she'll give short answers and move on. But if she likes you, she'll add to the conversation. She'll share more about herself. She'll open doors for deeper talks. That's because she wants you to feel her attention. She wants you to notice that you're different to her. Another clue, online engagement. If she's always the first to view your stories, if she comments or reacts to your posts more than others, if she sends you things just because they reminded her of you, that's not casual. That's her finding reasons to stay connected, even digitally. And here's the key, consistency. Anyone can give attention once or twice, but if she keeps showing up in conversations, keeps engaging, keeps giving you energy when she doesn't have to, that's a clear sign of a crush. Most men overthink complicated signals and miss the obvious ones. But here's the wisdom. Energy doesn't lie. If she's putting more effort into talking to you, laughing with you, and keeping you engaged than she does with other men, it's because you matter more to her. So pay attention. If she treats you like the conversation is never a burden, if she makes space for you in her world again and again, that's not coincidence. That's attraction. That's her showing without saying it that she has a crush on you. She finds way to show. She cares 7. She finds ways to show she cares. Here's one of the clearest signs a woman has a crush on you. She shows care in small but meaningful ways. And no, it doesn't always look dramatic. It's often the little things that reveal the most. Maybe she checks if you ate. Maybe she asks if you got home safe. Maybe she remembers you had a tough day and follows up later to see how you're doing. These aren't random acts of kindness. They're signals of interest. See, when a woman doesn't care, she won't go out of her way, she won't check in, she won't notice the details, she won't put energy into your well-being, but when she does like you, suddenly your comfort matters to her. She wants to see you okay, and she'll find ways to make sure you feel it. Another clue is when she offers help without being asked. Maybe you're stressed and she gives encouragement. Maybe she notices you're tired and says something thoughtful. These little actions are her way of nurturing, of showing you, I'm paying attention and I want to add value to your life. Most men dismiss this as friendliness. But let me be clear, women don't consistently go out of their way for men they aren't interested in. Care is energy, and we only give that energy to someone who matters. And here's the wisdom. Attraction isn't always about flirting or big signals. Sometimes it's about care, the small actions, the thoughtful gestures, the quiet consistency. If she keeps showing she cares in ways others don't, that's not coincidence. That's her crush speaking louder than her words ever will. Here's the truth most men never realize. Women rarely come out and say, I like you. We don't always spell it out directly. Instead, we show it through patterns, through small signals, through the little shifts in our behavior that are easy to miss if you're not paying attention. That's why so many guys end up confused, thinking she's just being polite, when in reality, she's giving them all the clues of a crush. Think about the signs we just walked through. She finds reasons to be around you even when she doesn't have to. She remembers the small things you say, the details most people forget. She looks at you differently, her eyes giving away what her words don't. She finds excuses to touch you, those subtle physical signals that reveal comfort and interest. She gets nervous around you because your opinion matters more than anyone else's. She engages with you more than others, giving you more energy, more attention, more effort, and she shows care in small, thoughtful ways, the kind of things women only do when we feel something deeper. Individually, one of these signs might not mean much, but when you start to see them together, when you notice the pattern, that's when you know. That's when you can be sure she isn't just being nice, she has a crush on you. And here's the wisdom. Don't ignore the quiet signals. Don't wait for her to come out and announce it because most of the time she won't. Women want men who can read the room, who can pick up on subtle cues, who can recognize when interest is there without needing it spelled out. When you understand these signs, you'll stop second-guessing yourself. You'll stop missing opportunities. You'll start seeing clearly when a woman is into you. So, the next time you catch her showing up more than usual, remembering what you said, looking at you with that extra spark, or finding little ways to care for you, don't dismiss it. That's not coincidence. That's not friendliness. That's a crush. And once you see it, you'll realize the truth.